Hey there, we're doing it, guys. I am meteorologist Ben Peine. This is your Ben at 10. It is right at 10 o'clock this morning on this August the 19th, and we have a lot of good things to talk about. Yeah, heat advisory today. It's our last hot day, but you're going to love that 7-day forecast, and the weather headlines are mostly looking good here for us. So thanks for joining us, whether it's on my Facebook page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather online. Thanks for liking, subscribing on our YouTube channel or the other platforms as well. And first and foremost, thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday as we take a live look outside. Things are nice and quiet out there, and going to get a little bit steamy today. Hotter along and west of Interstate 65 is where we have the heat advisory for today. So again, one last steamy one to get through. We're going to see relief in two stages. A little bit cooler with lower humidity tomorrow, and then a lot cooler with much lower humidity and fall-like conditions Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and perhaps feeling pretty good for much of our last week of August. And so here's the weather headlines for today. If you're just popping in, I'd like to get to your forecast right off the bat for those of you who just need to jump on and jump off, and then we'll dig deeper into the forecast here in a few minutes. We'll dig deep into the weather models at around 10:20, and then we'll recap the forecast a little bit later on. So thanks if you're watching the replay as well. Thanks for always dropping in the comments, letting us know where you're watching from. So heat advisory, I-65 and west, and then a storm chance late today into the evening time, popping up in southern Indiana first. We'll take a look at the high resolution weather models here in just a second. And then we're talking about all that relief on the way and much cooler for next week as well. So here's that play ball forecast for today: 90 by noon, 95 this afternoon. So with that heat advisory, JCPS put out the alert that they're going to be canceling outdoor activities for today. So no after school events. Practices will need to be held inside, if at all. My son's tennis match, instead of at 4:30, is going to be at 7 o'clock because of the heat. So heat making an impact here for another day. About a 30% chance of that pop-up shower or thunderstorm again late day into the evening time, especially a southwest wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Take a look at this. This is the big weather headline here for us. This is the latest from the Climate Prediction Center, their 6 to 10 day outlook, and that puts us solidly in the below normal temperature. So the high confidence here through the long-term forecast that we are going to have a nice weather pattern change to round out August. August has not been too bad to us. It was July where we had the excessive heat and humidity, fifth hottest July on record. We'll get to a few dad jokes as well. We'll look at Hurricane Aaron. There's plenty to talk about. We typically go about 45 minutes here on Ben at 10. So again, thanks for popping in the show. We're going to look at some of the comments that are dropping into Diana Peine, my stepmom. Love the shirt. Have a good day. Thank you very much. This is another Goodwill find by my daughter, by the way. So maybe you bought this for somebody in our southern Indiana community. You're seeing it again right here on Ben at 10 being recycled. Just making sure everything's looking good here. Seeing some more of those comments popping in. So thank you very much. And we've got Orlean Whitlow. Good morning. I'll be so glad when this heat wave is over. Yeah, it's over tonight, it looks like. And hello, Vicky Berger. Sunshine in Salem. Sunshine all over southern Indiana right now. And we'll take a look at the radar and satellite. There are just a few showers up just north of us this morning. And Sarah Humphreys, ready for the cooler temperatures, still needing the rain so badly. And Sarah, oh, you're down in Taylor County. I was thinking, I heard something on the way into work this morning that Bullitt County had canceled some schools there because of some issues. So it's kind of a weird morning. Traffic was miserable over parts of the area as well. I wonder if that's still going on. Let me see if I can bring up the Trimark here and see what if there's still any delays. It looks like things have improved on the Watterson where things were shut down earlier. So it looks like I'll show you what I'm looking at. Road conditions looking a lot better. I'm not seeing those big delays like we had earlier this morning. All right. Just a quick live look at your traffic. And again, as I bring this up, a couple more things that we'll talk about here for today. As I bring up the radar and satellite. And again, we will have a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms late today. Right now, that weather is off to the north. Up here around Indianapolis, we'll look at the couple-hour loop. By the way, seeing some more comments dropping in. Cheers. Big Happy's here with us. We had some stuff fizzle out on the radar and satellite, not making it into our area. So it looks like, again, toward the evening time, our chance of rain going up a bit more. Carolyn Tash, good morning. It is a beautiful Tuesday, just a little bit on the too hot side for one more day, but we can do that. We can get through that. And again, looking at the tropics, it's interesting this time of the year. So there is Hurricane Erin. It is a Category 2 hurricane at the moment. Expected to stay around a Cat 2 as it skips just east of the east coast of the United States. Some big rip currents, rip tides, waves, and some wind for the mid-Atlantic states especially. So that can be very dangerous swimming conditions. I'm sure they'll be staying out of the water there. All right, so obviously we've got a lot that we're going to be covering this morning. Let me go ahead and bring this back up here. And this is extolmag.com/weather, your Southern Indiana and beyond resource for all things weather. You can see our live show is up right now. Again, like or subscribe that YouTube section. There's your interactive radar, 3-day forecast, 7-day forecast. Check out this. Let me give you a little preview of the 7-day. Like taking the rain chances off, 80s and some 70s. We may see the coolest temperatures since the first day or two of June, which is about 78 days ago. Huge headline here for us with this weather pattern change. We'll talk more about the weather pattern change with the weather story for today. The headline of the weather story, cooler temperatures, lower humidity soon. As we look at these severe weather watches and warnings, the heat advisory has been expanded to the east a little bit for today. So there you can see along and west of I-65 is where we have the heat advisory for today. All right, let me get back to extolmag.com/weather. And again, here's the big old interactive radar. And again, showing the closest showers northwest of Indianapolis right now. And the current temperatures starting to make their way into the 80s with an 87 downtown Louisville, lower 80s over New Albany, Clarksville, Jeffersonville, Sellersburg currently. So it's going to be heating up out there for today, no doubt about that. We've got Dennis Gregory popping in from Bedford. Good morning to you. I'll be driving through Bedford tomorrow as we will be driving my daughter to IU for move-in day. Today is packing up day. We got a busy one today. Right after this, we got to get a few last errands done. We're going to be packing up a couple cars with all the dorm stuff. And then my son's got a match at 7 p.m., tennis match. And then we got to get up early tomorrow, make our way up to IU through Bedford. We'll wave to you, Dennis, there. And then it's move-in day. So there will not be a Ben at 10 tomorrow because it is move-in day. Let's just all enjoy the cool down on the way for tomorrow. All right, there we go. We're already covered a bunch of stuff. We're just rapid pace this morning because there's so much to talk about here at 10:08 on this August the 19th. It is a busy Tuesday with, again, plenty to cover. Let's just take a little moment of zen with a look live outside here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. We don't see any of the cumulus clouds popping up just yet. I'm sure they will late this afternoon to the evening time, especially if you're looking off to the north. You'll probably see those developing cumulonimbus clouds as that front approaches our area this evening. And there will be a chance for a few of those thunderstorms as well. Very low risk of any severe weather around our area for today. It's level 1 out of 5 in the severe weather risk categories. Hey, a shout out to Lyons Roofing, Lyons, family-owned company right out of Memphis, Indiana. I've worked with them. They've worked with our insurance company. They're going to work with you too to protect your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can go on here online, get your free estimate if you have some roof issues. LyonsRoofingCo.com in Indiana. You can call 812-294-3595. Not only in Southern Indiana, they got you covered, pun intended, in Kentucky as well. And you may want a new quote here from Michael Long with American Family Insurance. Speaking, you've got you covered. It could be your home, your auto, bundle it up with a lot of different things that you might need covered as far as insurance. Proud to be an American Star certified agency. Excellence in customer experience. 812-578-3072. And Libs Paving, top asphalt paving contractor around. I was talking with them this morning about the forecast because they have got so many jobs lined up because of all the rain that we had earlier this year. So they're trying to get in all those jobs. So with all those jobs that they have and trying to dodge that rain, they've got a job opening. So here's all the available employment opportunities that you can check out. You just go over here as project manager, click learn more, and here's your new career. You can apply for the job right there at Libs, L-I-B-B as in Ben, spaving.com. Today is Tuesday. Tuesdays at the Tech, ivytech.edu. And this is where you can get one-on-one in-person assistance, getting started at Ivy Tech, registering for classes, career development, paying for college, all the things. You can schedule a visit right here in the bottom right if you're wanting to learn more. And they begin their fall sessions August 25th, next Monday. That's when, you guys, we are having that secondary big cool down on the way. First cool down is tomorrow. We drop it from the mid-90s to the mid-upper 80s, lower humidity, noticeably lower humidity on the way tomorrow through Saturday. That's stage one. Stage two, we get a Canadian front Sunday morning. That's going to mean fall-like air, 50s for the first time since early June for nighttime low temperatures. So how about that for a weather headline? All right, let's get to the forecast again here for you. Again, right when we pop on the show, I like to give you the forecast. Then I like to dig into the bigger forecast, and that's what we're going to do right now. So let me go ahead and bring this up to the stage. Your weather headlines. Again, heat advisory, I-65 and west today. Storm chance late day. We're going to look at that with hour by hour with the weather models here in just a few minutes and talking more and more about that relief. 95 for that afternoon high. And again, with the play ball forecast, this has impacted a lot of schools around the area, this heat advisory. So either things are going to be delayed or canceled as far as outdoor activities for today. And here's your, look, these are as corny as can be. These are free, stupid summer dad jokes, but you might want your money back, even though they're free. But here we go. We've got three of them lined up for you. What does the Frisbee look forward to all year? A summer fling. Yeah, why not? Why do pirates like swimming so much? They love all the cannonballs. Who doesn't like to do a nice big cannonball into the lake or the pool? Finally, why are elephants always ready to swim? They're wearing trunks all the time. All right, I'm going to give those 4 out of 10. Feel free to judge the summer dad jokes. Again, these jokes are free. I'm looking around for them for you. Our weather pattern is going to be pretty quiet the rest of this month. So you might be getting more of these corny groaners, these dad jokes. So there you go. We've got Alice Young popping in. Bring on the coolness. You got it. And what's cool about the coolness, we've been talking about this for like a week and a half. And I love to see the Ben on a Limb segment come into fruition. It actually happens because when you go on a limb, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Speaking of which, we're going to do that here in just a little bit. That's when we'll look at the long-range outlook. So this is what I saw this morning for the first time. It is August, and this is when the big orb weavers come out. Those are the huge Charlotte's Web spiders. This big, I think they're all females that get this big and look like this. She set up near our light outside on the deck, and she's got a perfect spot to catch a bunch of bugs. And they are very friendly. They don't really mess with you unless you mess with them. I mean, I've touched them before, but I usually leave them alone, obviously. But the beautiful big orb weaver, she was cleaning up her net or her web, putting it away, and then it's cool to watch them make that later on in the evening. So Ben at 10, you're going to get some nature segments, and you're going to get some stupid dad jokes, and then you're going to get the forecast. So That's what you're going to get. All right. We've got the Kentucky State Fair. You can learn more, kystatefair.org. Hot start this week we've had so far with the heat advisory today, but hey, we've got relief for the rest of this week. It's going to be great to get out there very soon. We're doing that countdown every day as well. Before 8 p.m. sunsets in 2 weeks. Autumn begins in just over a month, average highs in the 70s, although we'll get a taste of that early next week. In 36 days, average highs in the 60s in 2 months, right at August 19th. Our allergy report is high today. I might be feeling this a little bit, but we're in the ragweed season. Sometimes you see that on the edge of the fields and along the highways, that yellow wildflower, that's the ragweed. UV index, a very high level of 9.4 today, so easy to burn out there. Your forecast summary for today, heat advisory along and west of I-65. That heat index could climb to around 100 or above, otherwise 95. Evening storm chance, which again we'll look at hour by hour with the high-res data. Southwest wind at 5 to 10, our sunset at 8:30. Tonight, a shower or storm possible, low 72 degrees, partly cloudy. And then our forecast tomorrow for your Wednesday, August the 20th, 72 out the door, 82 at noon, 87. That's looking better. The humidity is going to be dropping. Dew points in the 60s. You'll be feeling better out there. Sun up at 7:02, sunset at 8:29 tomorrow. Also to note here, our average low has dropped a little bit to the upper 60s. Our average highs are going to be dropping to about a degree. So we're now past what is typically the hottest part of the year. So right on time, we're seeing a cooler 7-day forecast. 87 tomorrow, 86 on Thursday, a little cooler at nighttime in the upper 60s. 88 Friday, 89 Saturday. Now here comes the next front, Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's going to drop us to 85 Sunday, upper 50s for lows Sunday night. And I've got upper 70s in that forecast Monday, Tuesday. The driest air, meaning the lowest dew points we've seen since perhaps May. So this is going to be a game-changing weather pattern here for us through the long run. So that takes us all the way through, the 26th of August. We'll take a little bit longer look past that as we look at the Ben on the Limb segment and pop up those weather models. But yeah, just feast your eyes on that nice change right there. That is fantastic. Probably too dry, like we need the rainfall, and there'll be a lot of us that miss out on the rain today. But phenomenal looking way to wrap up the month there in the long range outlook. Okay, let's start to dig into that weather model data one more time. Cheers here. I feel like I've been talking a mile a minute. All right, let me remove that and bring this back up. So here's the setup, and then we'll dig in here. So there is Hurricane Erin just to the east of the Bahamas, staying off the east coast of the United States today and tomorrow and Thursday. Active weather to our northwest along that front. Now let's bring up the dew points. I want to show you kind of the contrast that's out there right now. And so as we load this up here, there is actually a little bit of a difference in the dew points. That's why there is a heat advisory west of I-65. Notice to the east, the dew points are in the 60s. That is more feel-good air east of 65. We've had this kind of little wall of drier air, slightly drier air over the eastern half of the area. And then you go west, you start to run into dew points in the 70s. So there is even a little bit of a contrast in the dry air and the muggy air over us right now. So we are going to get the 60s dew points on the way tomorrow. And then we're going to get this really good stuff early next week. I'm almost to the level where I'm ready to say, I promise. The weather can always change. But take a look at the confidence, not only with myself, but also with the Climate Prediction Center with their 6 to 10 day outlook. So what this means is a really high confidence in below normal temperatures over the entire region here to finish off August. So we like that. We like to see that high confidence. And the warmer weather goes out to the west. All right, let's go ahead and bring up now look at the storm chance for today. We'll bring up future radar. We'll start with, as you know, sometimes we're repetitive on the show, meaning we'd like to keep the same kind of flow. But if there's any maps that you want to take a look at, let me know. But this is today with the high resolution rapid refresh weather model. I'm going to take this into the afternoon. Pretty quiet conditions. So areas northwest, closer to the front, will get the active weather first. This is at 2 p.m. around I-70. I'm going to push this ahead to 4 o'clock. All right, so the first to see maybe a pop-up shower would be around Highway 50 in Indiana, Bedford, Seymour, and North Vernon. And then this is at around 5 o'clock today. So this updates every hour, so it's getting fresh data in here. So most of our afternoon is looking dry, and again, just very hot out there. This is at 6 o'clock. And then 7 o'clock, we're starting to see an increasing chance of some of these downpours across the area. So getting closer to sunset, the increasing chance of some of these showers and thunderstorms. Now it would go to 8 p.m. There we can see that starting to move into the area. Yeah, my son's tennis match got pushed from 4:30 to 7 o'clock. Hopefully we dodge that rain chance that starts to develop around that time as well. This is around 9 p.m. The trend shows, so remember that drier air east of I-65? The trend shows a higher chance of some of these showers and thunderstorms in the muggier air west of I-65, which would make sense. And then at 10 o'clock, there you can see a chance for a few of these showers around, especially out to the west of I-65. Kind of a random scattering of some of these downpours at around 11 p.m. Here's midnight. We're going to 1 o'clock. And that front, by the way, this is just after midnight. Can you see it? If you kind of put all these little scattered downpours together, there's the front starting to move through the region during the overnight hours. All right, moving ahead to 2 o'clock in the morning, southern Indiana starting to dry out, although not everybody getting in on that rainfall. So this is the NAM 3-kilometer weather model. I'm going to go back to around lunchtime today, just comparing and contrasting the two weather models. And this shows mostly dry conditions at lunchtime. Here's at 3 o'clock today. It shows some of these showers popping up in that muggier air out to the west towards Evansville sooner than the HRRR weather model. This is at around 4 o'clock. Again, the trend on both weather models, a higher rain chance west of I-65. But this is around 5 o'clock. It shows a pop-up shower possible a little sooner than the HRRR weather model. So in general, late afternoon, evening time, a better chance of a few of these showers and thunderstorms out there. This is at 6 p.m. We'll go 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock. So around sunset, starting to see that increasing chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms as that front is dropping right on top of our area. And just like the HRRR weather model at 2 o'clock in the morning, we start to see that chance of rain dropping south of southern Indiana and into central and southern Kentucky during the overnight. This is around 3 o'clock in the morning. So there you go, starting to drop that to the south. So this is the dew point map. And as we go into tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, we're starting to see those lower dew points working into the area. So it'll start to feel better. Maybe a little bit muggier still over parts of the Commonwealth. But level 1 of the relief on the way. Tomorrow, level 2 is Sunday. Sunday. Bringing up the temperatures here tomorrow afternoon. Not going to be that cool. This is at 4 p.m. tomorrow, but obviously it's showing a drop in temperatures. That is too much. The models are too crazy there with that drop in the temperatures. It'll be in the 80s tomorrow instead of the 90s, but not the 70s. So I'm gonna throw that out there. Not that cool. All right. So there's our rain chance for today. I'm going to go and we're going to look ahead to the more significant drop in the temperatures. Let me bring up. So these are the temps today out there. There you go. We're in the 90s. It's hot. Not feeling good. These are heat index numbers around 100 or above for many locations, a little lower east of I-65. So one last day of the heat wave around here. And let's bring up the GFS weather model for tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow, our move-in day to IU. It's looking good. This is more like it. So it's going to be cooler the farther north you go, a little warmer south. I mean, but come on, guys. There it is. We're looking better tomorrow. Stage one of the relief. Not one, but two cool fronts moving through this week. Okay. It is about time that we look at the long-range data, and that means it is time for all right, the Ben on a limb. All right, a couple more comments that have popped in before we get to all of that. Angela Epperson saying, good morning, Ben. Better days are moving in soon, but there are... have an awesome day. Go with the flow. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Lillian Lasley, good morning to you. Perry Porter, running late as usual. No biggie, because we're going to recap everything for you. That's awesome forecast. I'll pay $5 to hear that. All right. Priceless forecast is what we'll call it. All right, let's get back to the data here at 10:27 on your Tuesday morning. So I'm going to go from Saturday to Sunday is the next big change. So that's what we're going to jump ahead to. And Saturday is the 23rd. So let's go 23rd afternoon. We're probably looking at upper 80s Saturday afternoon. So there you go. Maybe a little cool over parts of Indiana. So there's our Saturday, right? 80s, not bad at all. And now let's go to the next front moving through the region. I'm going to push this ahead to Sunday morning, 8 a.m. And this is the next front. You can see it right here, right? And that is going to be a significant change. That is the Canadian front. So take a look. Look at this air mass that's winning the battle. It's pretty cool, like when you look at it. So Canadian air pushing all of that mugginess down south. It doesn't hurt that we've got a hurricane going up this way, and that also kind of gives us this north flow as well. All right, so as we zoom back in, let's look at that more dramatic drop in temperatures across the region. So this is Sunday morning at 8 a.m. It's showing 50s already for parts of Indiana. I think we're talking lower 60s for Sunday morning. Sometimes these model map temperatures are a little cooler than reality. But there is the first good drop in temperatures. This will be the driest, coolest air mass, I think, since around June 2nd. And that was 78 days ago. And maybe even some of the driest air since May. Now I'm going to jump ahead to Monday, August the 25th. Look at that. This has been consistent in the weather models now for a long time. If you've seen my Facebook page, you saw me posting about this. And thankfully, it hasn't backed off on this relief, showing even some upper 40s over central Indiana. So I'm just going to let you look at that full screen for a minute. And again, some rare air that we haven't seen in a while. Marcelin Wilson, come on fall. This is definitely a little taste of fall. What do we call that? False fall in the summertime. You just get this little taste of it. You know, September, it can bring the heat as well. So we will definitely enjoy our last week of August feeling like autumn out there. So that is fantastic. All right, I'll let you feast your eyes on that for a little bit. Let's go to the high temperatures later in the day for Monday, August the 25th. And again, I don't think it's going to be that cool. I think it will be in the 70s. I think we'll probably be upper 70s. I would tack on more degrees than what it's showing here. But this is at 5 p.m. on Monday. So again, coolest in months on the way early next week. Clearing that out. What about those dew points? That's very important as well. Look at this extremely dry air dropping in. Dew points in the 40s. It's crazy. We're going to have to start going on jogs. I'm going to have to start getting on a healthier routine here with weather like this. This is going to provide some inspiration. So think about this. Our dew points now are at 70. That muggy air that's in place, the dew points could be about 25, 30 degrees lower than that. I mean, that is a remarkable change in our weather pattern. So where's the muggy air go? It goes way down south. And again, that Canadian air just winning the battle and pushing all the mugginess down south. They might even get some relief down here in Alabama, in Georgia. I mean, this is a big time change. So how long could this last? So let's go ahead and go to definitely through Tuesday. I'll take this to Wednesday, the 27th. So a good 8 days from now. Let's see if we start to see the increase. No, we're still in good shape next Wednesday. I will go to next Thursday, the 28th. Dry air still looks like it's in place. We're going to bring up the temperature. So this is next Thursday. It still shows that we do not have the heat returning. That's the 28th, going to the 29th. I think that's the Friday, the 29th. And let me bring up the dew point again. Still not bad across the area. That would be another front right here. Ahead of a front, it gathers a little moisture. So that might be another reinforcing shot of cool air if that were to happen. Let me go to the 30th. I'm guessing that's a Saturday, I believe. And yeah, the 30th is a Saturday. So maybe a front starts to move into the area around that time. We would need rainfall by that time. And so maybe there's a little bit of a warm up the following weekend, our final weekend of August, going to Sunday, August the 31st. Sunday wraps up August. And it looks like maybe another front moves through around that time. All right, with all of that said, we will take it. And a big reason for this big change is the upper level winds are making a big change. Let me go to Monday, the 25th. And take a look at this. Here's the big why. If you're asking why, dip in the jet stream. So the wind is flowing like that, opens the door to the cool Canadian air. The heat goes retrogrades back out here to the west, and we fill in this trough with that cool Canadian air. So we get to enjoy what the Great Lakes gets to enjoy much of the summertime. So major weather pattern change on the way. It's coming in 2 stages. Tonight, stage 1, we drop to the 80s, a little bit lower humidity through Saturday. Stage 2, the bigger relief on the way. And so if you're tired of the heat and humidity, we have got some good stuff on the way. Looking forward to that. So that has been your Ben on a Limb segment. So I'm going to go ahead and re-rack the forecast here before you can get that ready. A live look outside, not a cloud in the sky as we look here at the corner of Vincennes and Market in Uptown New Albany. It's your live Southern Indiana weather show and beyond here with Ben at 10. So thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday, August the 19th. It is going to be a steamy one out there for today. All right. Keeping the comments up here as we get back to the forecast. We'll go ahead and bring this back up here for you. All right. So to sum it all up for our August 19th, heat advisory, I-65 and west, storm chance late today into the evening time, relief on the way tonight, and much cooler next week, as we just saw with the long-range data. And a play ball forecast, 90 degrees at noon, 95 this afternoon, 87 at 8 p.m. 30% chance of that shower or thunderstorm as we head toward the evening time. The severe weather chance is super, super low with that. But with that said, I will go ahead and bring up the Storm Prediction Center's risk of severe weather for today. It's not zero, but it's pretty low. So this is all this green that you see here. The dark green is level 1 out of 5 in the severe weather risk categories. So this green right here, level 1 out of 5. So they're just saying if we get a storm to pop up later today, if it collapses, it might produce an isolated damaging wind gust, but the severe weather chances overall are very low for our area. Just wanted to show you that before you wrap things up here. Bring up the radar and satellite one more time as well, and the tropics. If you were interested in the tropics and what's happening down in the Atlantic, I'll give you one last update with that. So here is Hurricane Erin churning down here east of the Bahamas as a Category 2. The forecast is to remain as a Category 2. So it has already peaked, staying off of the east coast of the United States, but providing plenty of wind and riptides, rip currents here. It would be not safe swimming conditions there around the mid-Atlantic. And then Wednesday, Thursday timeframe is when that happens. And then the storm will continue to track to the northeast and staying over the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean. So far, active weather is heading towards Indianapolis with some showers there. That would be heading our direction late today. Lily and Lasley, hope you and your family have a beautiful day as well. Thanks for, as always, for the well wishes. All right, I gave these earlier, and again, I said these are free, stupid summer dad jokes, but you'll probably still want your money back after hearing these. What does the Frisbee look forward to all year? A summer fling. Why do pirates like swimming so much? They all love the cannonballs. Who doesn't love to do a good cannonball and try to get everybody wet? My favorite is not the cannonball, but the can opener, where you can get a bigger splash. Why are elephants always ready to swim? They're wearing trunks all the time. All right, that's your look. It's August. The weather pattern's quiet. We got to do something. Here's the orb weaver out for the first time this morning. Look at that big, beautiful mama right there. I think they are all females that make those huge webs like Charlotte's Web. But it's that time of the year. And they'll hang around through October until we get a frost, eating up all those bugs there in the corner. The only time I don't enjoy it is when they make a web right in front of the doorway, and then I open the door and my face goes right through it, and I've had that happen. It is the Kentucky State Fair for the rest of this week, and we are looking at relief on the way. And again, thankfully it planned out right. I said this early week would be hot. Get out there mid to late this week, and you'll be in good shape. We're doing that countdown. So the before 8 p.m. sunsets in 2 weeks. Fall begins in about a month. Average highs in the 70s in about a little over a month, but we get that taste of fall early next week, and highs in the 60s on average in 2 months, October 19th. High levels of the ragweed pollen out there are really pretty much for the rest of summertime. UV index is at a very high level of 9 today. The forecast summary for your August the 19th, 95 today. It is going to feel hotter west of I-65. That's where we have the heat advisory. And then east of I-65, the air is a little bit drier, not quite as hot. There is a chance of an evening storm, about a 30% chance of that. Southwest wind at 5 to 10, our sunset at 8:30. And our low tonight, 72, with a shower or storm possible. North wind at around 5 to 10. So we're getting that front to move south of us after midnight. So we get that wind shift, the north wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your forecast for tomorrow at noon, 82, 87. So looking better. And I think you'll notice the lower humidity with that north breeze as well. The 7-day forecast, 80s and 70s. Our coolest 7-day we've seen in a really long time, probably since June. And I think early next week will be our coolest temperatures since around June 1st, 2nd. 86 since before summertime. 86 there Thursday, a little cooler at nighttime in the 60s. Upper 80s Friday and Saturday. We get that second stronger front Sunday morning. 85 Sunday, much lower humidity. And then upper 70s, lows in the 50s Monday, Tuesday. So again, just looking phenomenal there as we head into early next week. So there's your good news if you just pop it on a little bit later on Ben at 10. And if you're watching the replay, thanks for dropping in the comments as well. And let me go and get rid of this and add this one back up here as we'll look at some live conditions and then again finish our show up here on this hot Tuesday. And here we go. Just a reminder, where are all of your weather resources for Southern Indiana and beyond? Right here, extolmag.com/weather, extolmag.com/weather. We've got our live show up right now. Like or subscribe. We appreciate that. And then here's your interactive radar. You can zoom in and out right there live. You can plop on temperatures and other variables. You've got your 3-day forecast, your 7-day forecast, the weather story that I posted for today, all of your maps. And again, if you click on the severe weather watches or warnings for our area, the only alert is the heat advisory along I-65 and west for us today. Back to extolmag.com/weather. Here is that big old interactive radar. Temperatures starting to heat up. 88 in Louisville, so definitely 90 by noon today. It's going to be a bit of a scorcher out there. And again, anytime you want, you go to fallsoftheohiofoundation.org and take a look at the riverfront, the waterfront there along the Falls of the Ohio and the fossil beds there. So everything's looking nice and clear around the region. I do want to thank our partners here. We can be here because of them and, of course, because of you. Lyons Roofing, LYNOS roofingco.com. 812-294-3595, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. Here you get a free estimate there online as well. If you need an insurance quote, tell Michael I sent you. To American Family Insurance, amfam.com, search Michael Long, and he can help you out, get you a quote here in Southern Indiana, but has products in Kentucky as well. Throughout the entire state of Indiana, he can have you covered. 812-578-3072. American Star Certified Agency, excellence in customer experience. You can check out the 163 reviews right there. And again, many opportunities here for you at libspaving.com, LIBB as in Ben S, paving.com. Go to the careers section. I was just talking with their crews today about the weather because we got that storm chance later today. They have got jobs upon jobs lined up, so they need your help. If you want a career, right here, you can see all the job opportunities. You go to superintendent, you go to learn more, you go to apply for the job, and boom, you're off and running right there. You can also level up your career and your education. They've got a lot of 2-year programs here for you, 42 programs and counting. Today's their Tuesdays at the Tech. You can register for that to schedule a visit, on-campus visit, how to get started at Ivy Tech, registering for classes, career development, paying for college, and much more. They have got a really friendly staff out there with their administration and instructors that can help you out in many, many different ways. Make that post-secondary leap of education very easy for you and affordable as well. You can give them a call, 1-888-489-5463, or right there, ivytech.edu. Just go to locations, go to the Sellersburg campus, exit 9 miles north of downtown Louisville. And again, today is their Tuesdays at the Tech. And again, that is going to wrap it up. We've got a nice comment here coming in from Vicky Berger. I think we're going to wrap it up with that comment there here at 10:44. right on time. We usually go about 45 minutes here on Ben at 10, no matter what. Vicky Berger, it's a beautiful day. Enjoy that last day in the 90s before we got that relief on the way. We've got a lot of good news that we'll be talking about coming up on Ben at 10 Thursday, Friday. No show tomorrow because I'll be moving my daughter Hannah into IU. Pray for us that everything goes good. Today is packing day, getting everything ready. We're out early tomorrow morning, heading to IU Bloomington. We're going to move her in. So it's been an emotional roller coaster over the last who knows how long. So things are moving right along with that. And with that, we will see you Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for commenting there. Thanks for watching the replay. And again, have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk about a lot of good stuff in the next coming days ahead. Again, thanks for joining us. We'll see you later.